Miss Garcia. It's the first day of school. Welcome to English class. So I'm just going to very quickly go over some stuff that you need to know for my class regarding Schoology, regarding Zoom, regarding what I expect from you. This is what I would be telling you if you were sitting in my class in person on the first day of school. So hang in there. I know that this is a crazy start to the year. And trust me, I think we are both going to have to give each other a lot of grace. But hopefully very soon I can meet you in person. I really look forward to that. And I wish I could meet you face to face right now. But in the meantime, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you have questions, please email me, because that's the only way I'm going to know. You're not going to physically be here in my class to be able to talk with me. So I do want to hear from you, especially if you're struggling, if you're confused, if you're frustrated. Let me know, okay? So first day basics. Schoology. So when you go to Schoology, some things that you're going to see right on my homepage when you get there, you should see my basic information, my email, my classroom phone number, all that good stuff. So that's right there. I tried to make that as visible and easy as possible for you. And then you're going to see some folders. So everything is going to be organized in those folders. The class info folder, that's where you're going to find things like my syllabus. You're going to find things like my contact information. You'll find links to our Zoom meetings, all that basic info stuff that you will need. It's all going to be housed in that class info folder. I also put the Zoom meetings on my homepage as well. I tried to put those everywhere possible. That way it's really easy to find. Something else that you're going to see on the homepage for my Schoology classroom is the assignments folder. And so the assignments folder is going to be the folder you click on every single day to get your work for that day. And so that's the folder you're going to be going to on the daily. And so within that assignments folder, I have everything organized by week. That way you know that you're going to the right assignments for that week. So also, I've got, like I said, the Zoom meetings are going to be on the homepage. There is a specific link for each class period, so make sure you are clicking on the correct class period. There's also a specific Zoom link for Flex, and I'll talk about Flex in a little bit, but I just want you to know that's all there. And then at the very bottom, there's a little Meet the Teacher video that I put together because I want you guys to get to know me, and I want to get to know you, which I have some activities built in this week that are going to try to help me get to know you a little better. But please give that little Meet the Teacher video a watch, and you can find out a little bit more about me, what I like to do for fun. And so, yeah, so hopefully that'll make it feel more like you're sitting in my classroom and not at your kitchen table or, in your patio or on the balcony or I don't know, wherever you are having class today, right? So Zoom meetings, let's talk a little bit about that. So our Zoom meetings, we will have them every day. First 15 minutes of class, we will meet. And this is the time when I'll go over your assignments. You ask me questions. I'll go over due dates. This is where the important stuff gets to get discussed, right? This is the chance for me to go over and teach a mini lesson for that day, to specifically answer your questions, to give you guidelines and direct instruction on your assignments. So that's what takes place in these daily Zoom meetings. They're going to be the first 15 minutes of every class period. So make sure that you are familiar with your schedule and you know when those are. I have the class times and the links posted onto my class info page, so you can find all that on there if you're struggling to figure out what the class period times are and stuff like that. So so make sure you check that out. Make sure you know what time your classes are at. Again, just go to my class info page, click on that Zoom meetings link, and it'll give you a list of the class period times as well as a link to each of my Zoom classes for each period. So yeah, Zoom. This is also going to be how I take attendance. So come to the Zoom meeting, you get counted present for the day, right? Easy peasy. So yeah, that's all about that. If you have any other questions or struggles about Zoom, let me know. We'll go over some norms and some expectations I have for those Zoom meetings in just a second. So that brings me to the next thing, which is Flex, which will be taking place as a Zoom meeting as well. Flex is going to be every day now. And so this is going to be every day from 10:45 to 11:15. So be checking your email to see if you're flagged. So if you get flagged for my class for Flex, that means that on that day that you're flagged, you click on the Flex Zoom meeting for my class, and that's where we can talk about maybe an assignment that you did, maybe if I saw that you were struggling with something, or maybe I just want to go over some clarification on something with you. That's the place to do it. You can also still flag yourself for Flex. So if you are having a hard time with an assignment, or you're just confused about something and you need to ask some clarifying questions, you can flag yourself for my class for Flex, and we can talk about it there. So you can think of that like a built-in tutoring time during the day. Now, for the first week or so of school, Flex is not going to be for tutoring purposes, because you probably won't really need that the first week, right? So instead, what we're going to do is that'll be a time when I probably will not keep you for very long. But if I do flag you, it's just so that I can talk to you a little bit, get to know you a little bit, and you can get to know some of your classmates a little bit as well. I'll ask you guys some icebreaker questions, and just kind of see where you're at. But I'm more than likely not going to keep you for a very long time in the daily Flex. So if you do get flagged for me the first week or so, that's what it's for, right? So moving on. Let's talk about some norms, right? These are just expectations that we have in this strange new world that we find ourselves in. But in our Zoom meetings, it is very important that you stay on mute, because if you do not mute your microphone, what will happen is there will be all kinds of crazy feedback, and we won't be able to hear anything, and it will be loud and noisy, and it's going to hurt everyone's ears. So keep your microphone on mute. And if you do have a question or you want to say something, just raise your hand and I'll call on you, and then you can unmute yourself and ask your question. Or you can type it in the chat feature. There's a chat feature, and you can say, hey, I have a question, can I ask? Or you can even type your question in the chat feature, and then I can answer it that way too. So that is important that we have Zoom conducted that way. And then that brings me to another point, which is just to be respectful and be nice, just like you would in the classroom, right? That means that we're using appropriate language, that we're being kind to each other. I think those things are things that should go without saying, but I'm going to say it anyways. So just make sure that we're being respectful, right? And that even means with our clothing choices. Now, you are welcome to come to a Zoom meeting in your pajamas, but if your pajamas have like a bad word on them, don't wear that to your class Zoom meeting, right? You know that, okay? You know that. But it's just a little reminder. And then the next thing is make sure you show your face. Turn your camera on when you're in these Zoom meetings, because I don't know you and I want to see your face. I want to know who you are. And I think that would make things so much easier if I do know who you are, right? When I'm reading your work and stuff, I'm like, okay, I can put a face to this person's stuff. So that's going to help both of us out a lot. And then you can get to know your classmates as well. That way you don't feel like you're just you don't get to interact with anyone like you would in the classroom. But so make sure you're turning your camera on, and I will probably ask you to turn your camera on if your camera's not on, because I do want to see you.
And so also make sure that you are changing your name on Zoom to your correct name, right? Um, don't put in a nickname, like um, Mr. I don't know, Mr. Basketball. That's a good dumb name. I don't think anyone would do that. But okay, like don't put your Instagram handle as your TikTok handle as your Zoom name, or if that like default, like it'll be like iPad number 12345. Like make sure you change it to your actual name. And the reason this is important is because one, I don't know you, and so I need to be able to know what your name is. And two, I'm using this to take attendance. So it's important that I know who to count present, right? If it's, Mr. Uh, Mr. Basketball 54321, I don't know who to count present, right? Okay. And then the next thing is to be present in the Zoom meetings. And by being present, I mean just be there, right? You're not on your phone, right? You're not, playing a video game off to the side over here. You're not, you know, joking around with your brother who's sitting over there in his Zoom meeting. Like be present, right? Be engaged and participate. That's the way you're going to learn. Like the people who participate are the people that learn. They really are. Yeah. And then the next thing, know your deadlines. Turn your work in on time. That will be very clearly posted on Schoology. There will be late points deducted if you do not turn your work in on time. So make sure you're aware of that. Again, if you have questions, you need to ask me. So important. I can't stress that enough. All right. Attendance is going to be a lot different than it was in the spring. So, in order to be counted present, you must log in to every class every day. Okay? And that means that you are doing work for every class every day. So you need to be doing this on the daily, right? You can't just do all your work at the beginning of the week and then not log in again. You're going to have a bunch of absences if you do that. And you won't be able to do all your work at the beginning of the week and be done because your assignments are going to be posted every day. I'm not going to be posting all of your assignments at one time. They will be posted day by day by day. So you do need to log into my class and to all your classes every single day. So for today's assignment, pretty easy. It's a survey. This is just to kind of help me get some basic information about you. So go ahead and go to your assignments folder on Schoology, and you go ahead and click on that assignment. There's a link to a survey that you're going to fill out, submit that, and that will be your assignment for today. So it's good meeting you guys, sort of, even though I can't see you right now and I'm kind of talking to myself. But hopefully this is going to be a really good year, and I'm excited to get to meet you very soon.